Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl Shannon from EV and Chill. And before we jump into today's video, it is a beautiful day in New England. Take a look at this weather and the sunshine, y'all. It is making this emerald green pop. I am loving the color on this. Now, truthfully, I do call it British racing green. I think it makes me feel faster. But in today's video, I've got the need full speed. Okay, it might be a little cheesy, but we just saw Top Gun 2, and y'all, that movie was so good. I love it. I don't want to say it's better than the first, but it was real good. Okay, so in today's video, because I've got that need for speed, we are going to talk about drive modes in the Kia EV6. Now, if you're a new subscriber to the channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, let's do a quick recap. This is the Kia EV6 wind trim level with the tech package, MSRP of about $54,000. And again, it looks really good in this British racing green. I love it so much. We did wrap it ourselves. It's not a paint job. Okay, but with all of that being said, we have J3 already in the car. He's ready to test out these drive modes, so let's hop in. All right, let's go for a drive. I'm gonna be J2's wingman for today. Now J2, put the pedal to the metal. What the electrons? That was not very fast. That's because we're in eco mode. J2, let them know what eco mode's about.
Yeah, so eco mode is exactly what it sounds like. This is the most efficient drive mode in the EV6. And this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, which means we have an electric motor in the front, electric motor in the rear. And what eco mode does, and you'll see by this display right here, is it disengages the front electric motor. So you'll see when I step on the accelerator, how these bars kind of light up, but the top ones do not. It disengages the front electric motor to really kind of maximize the efficiency of the car.
Okay, and something else just to point out here in eco mode, this is really cool. If you look at the driver's display, this area right here, it looks really smooth, which isn't a big deal right now, but as we cycle through other drive modes, you'll notice how that changes. But what's even more important is that if you look at this half of the display, eco mode, it'll give you your state of range here. So right now we're rated to go 263 miles with the air conditioning on, and if we turn it off, we'll go 270 miles. So again, this is going to be the most efficient, really able to maximize those miles here. So again, the best way to maximize your efficiency. Now J2, talk to us about when we use eco mode.
Yeah, so we primarily use eco mode whenever we're on long road trips or on interstate or highway, just because, you know, we don't necessarily need to be quick. We're usually driving at a steady state of speed. So having the front electric motor disengaged really helps us maximize that efficiency. But yeah, like you saw earlier, it's not very quick, but it's not really meant to be. You can kind of hear the active sound design. You know, do you hear that pumped in audio? It's very muted, not very exciting, kind of boring, but again, eco mode, you know, it's kind of meant to be that way just because it's trying to maximize, you know, how far you can go.
And one quick thing to point out with that active sound design is that I feel like Kia kind of went in the same direction that like Porsche did with the Taycan, and even Ford kind of did with the Mustang Mach-E. They have this like audio noise that can be pumped in, and it changes again with the different sounds here. And we are at a slow down here. Look at this. Are you thirsty? There's some H2O for you. All right, we should be going again soon here, and we can try out those other modes. But again, I like how Kia kind of pumps in that sound. I think it kind of adds to the driving experience. Where Tesla, on the other hand, again, because there's no engines and exhaust, it is just a silent ride in that vehicle. They don't have any audio noise to be pumped in. So just a difference between the brands, but you like the audio noise, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's not going to replace the engine sound or an exhaust, but again, you know, like the Tesla is extremely quiet even whenever you accelerate. I kind of like the pumped in audio noise. It kind of adds to the driving experience. But yeah, you want to try out normal?
Yes, bump us up another level. Here we go. All right, and put the pedal to the metal. Woo! That active audio noise, that is the first thing I noticed. I mean, aside from my body being thrown back in the seat, it gets a little bit louder there. And real quickly, I'm gonna jump in and talk about a few changes we see on the driver's display. Now, something you'll notice right here, this was previously smooth in eco mode. Now it looks a little bit more textured, and you can kind of see some diamond shapes around there. And then secondly, and more importantly, let's look at our rated range.
Yeah, so let me go to eco, back to eco. So it says 263, and then in normal, 255. So we lost 8 miles just by going from eco to normal mode.
So not a huge loss, but again, those 8 miles could count for something if you're in a jam.
Yeah, and if you go back to the driver display, again, if you look at the, kind of like the little graph, you'll see that in normal mode, again, I only have power going to the rear wheels. However, if I were to step on it, now you'll see power going to the front wheels as well. So that's because in normal mode, it can power all 4 wheels via both electric motors, or turn off the front electric motor just like eco mode. So it's kind of like the best all around. It's kind of like the mix between eco and sport, in that it will send power to all 4 wheels or just the rear. So you can kind of use it every day. And I think that's kind of like how we typically keep this car, right? We just kind of keep it normal every day.
I think for the most part, yes. I mean, like you said, like on road trips we use eco, every day we use normal, but every now and then we gotta spice it up. So J2, show them what sport mode is all about. Punch it. Woo, that is what's up. Damn, gotta slow down in case there's popo on this road.
For real.
All right, now let's take a quick look at the driver's display here. Now you immediately notice the biggest difference here in sport mode. You can see the numbers on the miles per hour. They turn to red. We have some red graphics on the side. And let's take a look at our range here.
Yeah, so I'll start off again in eco. So this is eco. Currently it says 260, normal 253, and then in sport 245. So a 15-mile difference between eco and sport mode.
All right.
And it feels really quick. Like we're at 57, 56. Let me go down to 55 real quick. We'll hold at 55. And then once I get around this corner, we'll punch it.
Woo!
Yeah, so definitely accelerates very quickly. Again, you have the active sound design, that pumped in audio noise. It's even louder. And I kind of like that. I kind of like how it kind of escalates in loudness as you go from eco to normal to sport. Yeah, I definitely like sport mode the most.
And I have to agree with you, J2. So personally, I love me some sport mode. I feel like when I'm going to get groceries, it makes me feel less like a soccer mom and more like a Formula One race car driver. But truthfully, we don't use sport mode all the time. But J2, tell me when you use sport mode the most.
Definitely the most fun out of all the drive modes. However, it is a little touchy on the throttle. Definitely a little bit more twitchy, more aggressive, which is kind of like what you would expect. We're in normal mode. When you press on the accelerator, it kind of rolls into the throttle a little bit more. The sport mode makes the accelerator pedal, very aggressive. So like just a minor push, and you can definitely hear.
Let me see, touch those pedals. Woo!
Yeah. Not the most preferred if you're driving in and around the city, just because again, it's a
However,
little
I
bit more
will
aggressive.
add, as a passenger, I really like how it kind of rolls onto the throttle. It helps with that whiplash.
So yeah, you like normal mode as a passenger more.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, so how I'll typically use this is if I'm merging onto a highway, interstate, if I'm driving the back roads, or let's say I am on the interstate already, driving along in eco mode, and there are several cars in front of me that are going significantly slower. I'll quickly put it into sport mode.
Don't be a left lane loafer, people.
Yeah, do not be a left lane loafer. Don't be that person. But I'll put it into sport mode, pass those vehicles, get back into the right lane, put it back in eco mode, and then kind of chill back out.
Although I will attest, sometimes he doesn't always chill out. Sometimes once he's in sport mode, he might stay in sport mode till we get home.
Yeah. And so one thing I do wish, actually, and let me talk about the driver display quickly. So you'll see right now I'm staying at a steady speed around 55 miles per hour, and you'll see that the front and rear electric motor have power distributed to both of them, and this is because in sport mode both of them stay engaged all the time. So in eco mode it's only the rear electric motor that's staying engaged. In normal it's engaging both of them. However, it may turn the front one off if you're traveling at the same state of speed. In sport mode, both of them are engaged all the time. So you have like the full 320 horsepower at your disposal at any second. And Kia rates this vehicle 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds, so it's quick.
Well, dang, 4 seconds is pretty fast. But there is one other mode here that the EV6 offers, and that is snow mode. So J2, talk to us about that mode.
Yeah, so you'll see on the drive mode button, when you continually press it, it goes between eco, normal, sport, eco, normal, sport. You have to actually hold the drive mode button in order to go to snow mode. Why that couldn't just be on the regular cycle, not really sure. But what this does is it limits your throttle, it limits the amount of power between the front and rear electric motor, gives you more of an equal distribution of power. And again, this is for snow. This is not necessarily when you want to be able to touch the accelerator a little bit and take off. You kind of want it to be predictable.
Because we want safety first.
Safety first. Both motors are going to be constantly engaged all the time, ready for the all-wheel drive system to kick in at any point in time. This is probably the most preferred for snow, inclement weather. Yeah.
Okay, and talking about snow mode, let me ask you about the tires. How does that affect the different modes?
I mean, they kind of don't. These are 235s that are on the EV6 wind trim level. So they're not the skinniest like your Mach-E. I think those had 225s, which I always thought was a little bit weird that something with a Mustang name would have, super skinny tires.
Especially considering I think the ID4 tires, those were actually wider than the ones on the Mustang.
Yeah, like when a Volkswagen has wider tires than a vehicle with the Mustang name in it, you should probably rethink that. I know Ford did that to maximize efficiency, but either way, that's
But the cool
weird.
factor went way down.
Yeah, so either way, in the EV6 wind trim level, these are 235s. So Kia did err more on the side of efficiency rather than giving us a wider tire to help with handling. And that's kind of like the downfall of sport mode, right? Is that whenever you do change into sport mode, it's only affecting, like throttle input. The suspension does not change. It doesn't change anything else. It's not like we're constantly changing, gears from a transmission or anything.
And you're right, J2, this is a really comfortable ride, but I do have to ask a very important question.
Okay.
With all of the different drive modes, what mode do you like to ride me in the best?
Not surprised by your question, and maybe I'll tell you a little bit later on.
We'll turn the camera off for that.
Yes, we will. But I do have...
But you can catch me on my OnlyFans. No, just kidding.
I do have an interesting fact about the EV6 also, whenever you are in eco mode, if you want to learn about that.
Ooh, yes, talk to me.
Okay, so you'll see right here on the steering wheel, we have regenerative paddles.
Let's get a shot of those
Yeah,
paddles
so like
here.
in a normal ICE car, if it has paddles, this is to help you change gears. In the EV6, this is how you adjust the level of regenerative braking that you have. So right here, you'll see that I'm in level 0. My foot is off the accelerator, and we're still kind of slowly coasting down. This is level 1, slow down a little bit more, level 2, level 3. And then if you were to press it one more time, or pull it one more time, you'll see that it says max iPedal. iPedal is one pedal driving. Something interesting about eco mode and iPedal is whenever you have the regenerative pedal or regenerative braking to max, it will not disengage the front electric motor.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so if you were on the interstate or highway, you had your regenerative pedal or regenerative braking to max, just know that it's going to keep the front electric motor engaged all the time. Not really sure why that
Not a huge deal
is.
on the highway though, right?
Well, it is if you're trying to maximize efficiency.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, so not really sure why that is, but you'll see by the graph. Again, right now I'm in eco mode, max, iPedal. Look at the graph and you'll see that it is engaging, both electric motors at the same time. So just ensure if you do want to really maximize eco mode, pull this pedal, get it back down to level 3, and now you'll see whenever I accelerate, it turned the front electric motor off.
All right, well, thank you, J2, for walking us through that. That was unnecessary. You see that, people? That is why I like to roll onto that throttle there. This car needs to come with like car sickness bags. Okay, I'll spank him later. Anyways, Thank you, J2, for walking us through and teaching us about the different drive modes. I know a lot of you guys have asked a lot of questions, so I hope this answers that. I might stay after class for a little extra credit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, overall, I hope this video was really helpful. And if you saw my last video, you might remember that we are going to be selling the EV6 in the next few months here. Our Rivian, this is so rude. I'm going to get so car sick. And then he's going to have to clean it up. No, I won't do that. Yeah, if you saw our last video, you know that our Rivian is coming. We have a delivery date set for October or November. So that means we are going to put the EV6 on the market. If you want to buy it from me, slide into my DMs. I'm going to sell it for a minor market adjustment value. I'm thinking like 100 grand. No, I'm just kidding. And it's got 4,375 miles on it. I think we take pretty good care of the car, but I'm a little bit biased. Anyways, we are going to make a few more videos with the EV6, so if you have any ideas, again, drop that in the comments below, send us an email, slide into my DMs. And as always, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's all we've got for now. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
One last time?
No.